President Uhuru Kenyatta be secretly managing his succession and all top presidential frontrunners lining up to succeed him at State House? On this week's edition of House of Cards, KTN senior political reporter Murimi Mwangi shines the spotlight on backroom Kenyatta succession games and seeks to explain why most key presidential contenders are lining up for a likely and crucial endorsement by the son of Jomo.
For a man who rose to power with the International Criminal Court's noose firmly on his neck and went on to rule for 2 terms amid bitter opposition street protests, President Uhuru Kenyatta certainly knows too well how delicate and emotional political transitions can get.
Kuna jamii tu mbili za Kenya ambazo zimetawala, labda ni nafasi ya jamii ingine pia kutawala.
So might Kenyatta be secretly controlling his succession by managing all top presidential contenders eyeing his endorsement? Perhaps the most recent signal of this, observers argue, was this February 25th State House meeting of key party leaders supporting his Building Bridges Initiative referendum push. In attendance were former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, KANU chairman Gideon Moi, Ford Kenya party leader Moses Wetangula, and NAC's Charity Ngilu. Yet despite Kenyatta being the meeting's host, and Odinga technically his co-principal to the BBI push, the president's handlers opted to have Moi read the official statement. A decision analysts say could have been meant to give some reassurance of support to this group all united against Deputy President William Ruto's 2022 presidential bid by having Moi, Ruto's main Rift Valley rival, read the State House dispatch. However, insiders now say the decision, said to have angered Odinga's allies, might also have been meant to ease raging backroom hostilities within this group. Had Kenyatta opted to have Odinga or any other of the top presidential hopefuls read the statement, sources indicate his handlers feared it may have been presumed as an obvious 2022 State House endorsement, and it did not take long for the hostilities to show, as Odinga's troops swiftly protested what they termed as invitation of the former Prime Minister to a meeting allegedly meant to elevate his political juniors to his stature on excuse of being party leaders. A bitterness openly manifested only days later as Odinga's allies accused state operatives domiciled at the office of the president of a hand in ODM's loss in the Matungu by-election, posing a major threat to the Kenyatta-Odinga working unity.
Just like the previous presidents, he has an interest, and from where I sit, I think that is something that is keeping close to his chest. I have not seen anything that indicates that he is preferring somebody so and so, so and so. They are just people imagining.
I think politically, the handshake has served its purpose, and it has no useful purpose going forward, in the sense that for President Uhuru Kenyatta, he achieved the peace and tranquility required. Of course, it came at a cost that the Jubilee Party disintegrated over time. But it did not guarantee its full support for Raila Odinga for 2022.
Nobody should think that Raila can be managed or games can be played and they get away with it. The whole nation is in the Raila hands. And I think that has been the guiding factor on how he behaves in politics. Sometimes he swallows his pride, he swallows this ambition for the sake of the nation. But 2022 is a defining moment.
Recently, the Governor Alfred Mutua-led Maendeleo Chapchap Party quit the Machakos senatorial by-election only hours after a Kenyatta-chaired virtual meeting with party bosses supporting the BBI, where the mini-poll was also discussed, hinting at the president's keenness on political events key to his succession roadmap. But Kenyatta's right-hand man and Jubilee Vice Chairperson David Murathe argues that while the president may be reluctant to impose anyone on Kenyans, he is keen on a legacy of national unity through the BBI, and challenged this BBI formation to read the signs and coalesce in a formidable outfit of national unity to deliver the president's dream.
This election that is coming will be on issues. And William Ruto has captured the imagination of the hustlers nation and 90% of this country.
If the people of Nyanza under UDA are going to be comfortable with Eliud Owalo to champion their whatever, that is how they are going to sell their idea. So Raila will only also create his own team, which will have the true face of Kenya.
Surprises and disappointments alike are a common aspect in the dirty game called politics, and with a smooth transition among Kenyatta's political priorities, interesting times lie ahead as the 2022 realignments continue. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News, in Nairobi.